1, 2, 3.
Hello, this is a very, very, very special episode of Dopey Patreon. You're saying I don't need to say my name.
I'm assuming that people know who you are.
Do I say your name?
No.
This is Dave.
Say my name,
I'm in the Dopey studio. It's fucking 100 degrees. I'm with Howard.
Francesco?
Does anyone call you Howard?
No.
Not your parents?
Nope.
Not your wife?
Nope.
How about some employers?
No.
Clients.
I've had that discussion before. I say Howie. They go, oh.
So why do I call you Howard so much?
Is there something wrong with you?
Welcome to a special Patreon episode with Howie. Hiya, Howie. Howie.
Right.
Did you ever have the moment where you were like, am I going to be called Howie or am I going to be called Howard?
No.
Never?
No.
When I was a kid, right?
Oh, boy.
When I was very young,
Yep.
my mother bought me a book called
Howard?
Playtime for Davy.
Oh.
And it was spelled D-A-V-Y.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by a illustrator, kids author named Lois Lenski.
Why would you possibly know that?
Because I had that book for many, many, many years. It was an old book. It was worn and really old. A beautiful book.
Right.
And they spelled it D-A-V-Y.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone called me Davy and we spelled it D-A-V-Y.
Everybody in your family.
Yeah. And then when I got to nursery school, because I started school pre-K when I was 4, 1978.
Bragging. Okay.
On the Upper East Side, you know.
Bragging.
Yes.
All right.
Lin-Manuel Miranda's elementary school.
Of course.
And Young MC's. His best friend Harry had a bit of a Larry. In 5 days from now, he's going to marry. And there were several. Look how I'm holding the mic. This is how
nervous.
This is how the real pros do it.
Relax.
And there were like 3 other Davids, so they called me Davy.
Davy Wavy?
Spelled it D-A-V-Y.
Yeah.
And I was called Davy until I graduated high school.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot.
I would try to change it.
And everybody still called you Davy.
Everybody called me Davy, I would say. But I didn't want to be called Dave. Like, I didn't like Dave. I didn't like Dave, David, or Davy. I didn't like any of it.
So what happened?
So when people ask me, what should they call me? I say, I don't care.
But the Davy went away.
No. My friends from high school still call me
you
Davy. I'm going to my 30th high school reunion on Saturday, and everybody will call me Davy. Everyone will say, oh, do people still call you Davy? That's what's going to happen.
Can I ask you about this 30th?
Yeah.
What, did you go to the 25th?
Yes.
So they've seen you in the past 5 years.
5 years ago, yes.
And obviously. Do they know you're...
You're the one asking the stupid questions.
I don't know. I'm saying they've seen you recently. Do they know your whole deal with Dopey and all that stuff? Of course they do. No?
I don't
I'm
ever...
surprised you
I don't promote about it too much. On Facebook, as me.
So they won't. So they don't. If they
Some
wouldn't
will.
even know to ask.
Some will.
That's not like what you're known for. But if people like, I mean, at this point, everybody's near 50.
Yes.
So it's like, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Yes.
What are you up to? They've got these careers.
Yes.
And then you won't feel compelled to say,
oh, when people ask what I'm doing, I'll talk about it.
Oh, you say I have a huge.
I have a giant podcast.
I have a giant podcast.
I have a giant penis.
You've heard of me. I'm famous.
No, I will say I have a podcast that you know is my life. It's all I care about. I used to do dope, and now I do dopey, and my family.
So you'll say that.
What, that?
No, I'm saying you'll subtly spread the word that.
When people ask me what I'm doing, I will say that I make a portion of my income from doing my podcast, which a lot of it is from you guys in Patreon. So thank you for supporting me in Patreon.
That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. I've never gone to one high school. Actually, I went to one high school reunion, which I think was like 2 or 3 years after we graduated. That's it.
Did anybody famous go to your high school?
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
I mean, just so you understand, I started in this school when I was 4.
Oh, right.
If I didn't have a large number of friends from 4 to 17, it would be really bad.
You mean
when you were with,
it would be really bad?
What I mean is that when you are in the same place for 13 years,
right?
I was fortunate enough to develop some very, very close friendships.
Right.
That I'm still very close with those people.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
a bunch of them have been on Dopey. Jim's been on Dopey a million times. Robbie's been on Dopey several times.
Robbie,
Davey. I'm Davey. He's Dave or David. Jeremy been on Dopey a bunch of times.
Everybody's name ends in an E.
Yeah. Huey, Dewey, Louie, Stewie.
That's cool.
My uncle Stewie, also his name ends with a Y.
Stewie. I have no interest in high school reunions.
I thought you were going to say I have no interest in what you're talking about.
No, I think it's fascinating when people go back to their high school reunions. Cool.
I get to see my old friends, and what I really like, because I'm still in touch with that core group of guys.
And you're a people person. I'm not.
Am I a people person?
Of course, you love people. I hate people.
I think I think you actually like people more than I do.
No, I would be mortified going to a high school reunion.
What I would like about it is to kind of hang off in the side and watch my friends talk to people. Like, that's what I'm going to enjoy more than anything.
By yourself?
No. I'll be like, it'll be now like 4 people will stand around. Yeah. I'll stand to the side and watch my friends, because my friends are more people than I am.
So they'll go out and talk to other people that you sort of barely know.
I'll talk too. I'll make a lot of jokes. I'll make fun of the people, try to crack my friends up, and I'll try to ride the line without being too rude.
Yep.
I remember I actually stopped in on the 20th reunion as well. And I told a bunch of people that I was a different person. Like this girl didn't know who I was, which I took very personally. And I said I was somebody else, and that was funny. You want to hear something really interesting?
Oh boy.
Yeah. And this is, I'm going to talk about this on the show, but I think Howie will think this is funny.
Okay.
So I'll probably talk about this on the show, which makes it a sneak peek for patrons, which is, I was at Katz's the other day, and you know who Ishmael is?
Yeah.
Ishmael comes up to me and he's like, "You're really feeling free right now, aren't you?"
Isn't that what Stern says?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Something.
Enough.
Go ahead.
So Ishmael says, he calls me David Mannheim. He goes, "Oh, David Mannheim, you won't believe this. It's unbelievable." That's how he talks. And he said, "I had a bunch of people from Dopey come in, and they sat down in my station, and they said," and I don't know if you know about what Ishmael says when he orders items from the guys at Katz's. He'll go, "Let me get him." I go, "Let me get the matzo ball soup, faggot." And when he sees me and when we used to work together, and I would be working with him, he would go, if he saw me, he'd go, "You are the greatest, gay."
Sounds like a great guy.
Or "You are the greatest, faggot," which is
nice.
You don't think this stuff is funny.
I mean, it's not 1990 anymore, but I get
so that's what Ishmael does. So he said he's waiting on these people, and they come in, and one of them he described as trans, but I think he said transvestite, but one of them was trans, and the trans person who he said was dressed as a woman said to Ishmael, he said, "I love it when you say faggot. I don't want you to stop," and gave him a big hug and took a picture with him.
And this was a Dopey fan?
Yeah.
But you don't know who it is?
No.
Oh, well, we have to figure out who that person is.
So, Dopey patron, if one of you was this person that hugged and took a picture with Ishmael and said you liked when he says faggot, please, if you're a patron, thank you for being a patron, and please give to, please send an email to dopeypodcast@gmail.com. Look, I'm wearing shorts, so you can see. That's nice. What do you think about that story?
I mean, I'm not cool with the word, but
when Ishmael says it, when he says, "Let me get the matzo ball soup,"
anybody, I guess,
faggot, because he's calling the guy who serves the soup a faggot.
Yeah, I understand the joke,
but it's Ishmael. He's like a 55-year-old Egyptian person. The comedy beat is like you think he's just ordering soup, and then he calls you a faggot.
Right, I get it. He's like, that reminds me of Iron Sheik.
Right.
Yeah, it's that kind of demeanor.
Oh man,
but
Iron Sheik, by the way, dream Dopey guest. Dream Dopey guest. He's an addict too.
We can get him.
We can't.
How do you know? You called his daughter?
How do we know his daughter?
I don't know, but his daughter manages him, I think.
No. Did you see the documentary about him?
No.
There's a documentary about him. I spoke to the guy who made the documentary, and he said, "No way. Let's find it. If anyone knows the Iron Sheik, I want him on the show more than anything. I love him. Love him. All right.
He's still alive. Hopefully
he's the jabroni that I really feel good about.
Right.
All right. How
about McFoley?
I don't think he's an addict. Why are you connected to him?
I'm not connected to anybody. I'm just saying names.
All right, I'm going to read this email. I never read it on the show because in the email he said he asks me to play his song, but he didn't send me his song, and that's just this fan. So this is a dope.
What's the name of his song?
It's called "From the Bottle."
Let's make it up. From the Bottle. What kind of music do you think it is?
I'm going to read the email, Howie.
I'm going to sing From the Bottle while you're reading the email.
Are you going to listen and comment on the email?
You think it's country?
No. Hey, Dave. My name is Chandler, and I am an addict and an alcoholic. You want to hear something really annoying?
Yeah.
First of all, stop doing that.
Okay.
It's horrible. If you want to, do you want to come up with a song called "From the Bottle" and I'll play guitar?
From the bottle. Yeah. It feels like it would be a country song, no?
All right, we can make it a country song.
I think so. Key of H.
You're not going to come up with a song?
I am. Just getting into it. Oh, you did a little chord change. So it's From the Bottle, right? Nothing rhymes with bottle.
I was on the road. I was looking out the window. It was time to explode. I was going full throttle. And I took another swig from the bottle. I was on the bottom side.
Bottom side?
Looking for my next ride, and I
coming home.
Hit the throttle from the bottle. And when I was going home, I passed a lake and I saw some ducks waddle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Babies, when they're cold, we have to put them in a swaddle.
Oh, almost there.
From the bottle.
I think this is probably what the song sounds like.
I think you are the worst spontaneous lyricist.
I am not a freestylist.
But you started freestyling and then you couldn't deliver. So shop, listen to the fucking email, and relax.
All right. From the bottle. I'm imagining.
You didn't like my freestyle?
No, I loved it. I can't even believe you came up with those.
Baby that you have to coddle. I could have kept going, but you were dead weight, Howard.
Right.
Howard Beach. Anyway, here we go. When first getting clean and sober, a friend of mine who is now my sponsor recommended your podcast to me, and I love the show. Yesterday, April 3rd, I reached a huge milestone of 6 months sobriety.
Wow. Congratulations.
That is great. I'm sure he's not a patron. It's too bad that I have to read this, and he won't listen to it. Anyway, and with it, I released music on Apple Music and Spotify for the first time ever. I used making music as my escape. When I got bad cravings or was down on myself, I opened my computer and started mixing songs until I was no longer discontent. This is great. A little bit about my story. I'm 21 years old, and my sobriety date is 10/03/21. I started drinking around 13 and using started shortly after.
Wow.
But things really got bad for me after I went to college. Blacking out every day, overdosing, court summons, car accidents, suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts, paranoia, the whole 9 yards. By the end, I was so horribly addicted to cocaine and Xanax that I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, and something that I would say frequently was I would drink 30 beers a day and get all my calories from liquid. A professor that I had was one of us, and she told me that I needed to get help, and I knew I did. I was physically, mentally, and spiritually destroyed. I went to rehab a couple of days later, almost 30 pounds underweight, and haven't looked back since. This disease leads to 3 things if untreated: institutions, jails, or death. If I am going to go back out, I won't be so lucky as to make it to the first 2. I will die, and I'm not willing to die. I thank my higher power, God, every single day for my sobriety. I'm so grateful to be alive today. As a child, I dealt with leukemia. As an adult, I dealt with totaling my car and breaking my back, overdosing on fentanyl, Xanax, and addicted alcoholism itself. I definitely have a purpose to be here, and I know that God will show me what that is as I continue my journey. It would mean a lot to me if you played my music on your podcast.
You just did.
My album is called Phoenix Rising, and I released it under my nickname Chan. All right. It's primarily instrumental, but if you were to play a song, I'd like for you to listen to my song From the Bottle, which is a rap about my addiction story.
Oh, you sang it.
Do you think he rhymes swaddle and bottle?
And coddle?
Throttle. Thank you for providing joy to my sobriety with your podcast, and I hope you have a wonderful day. That is from Chan. So what do you think?
I think that's a horrible story.
What's horrible about it?
Breaking his back, struggling with addiction at a young age.
And now he's doing good.
No, that's great, but it's just harsh.
Let me see if I can find him on Spotify.
So he's a downer.
What?
His stories.
He's 6 months clean. Oh, here it is. I found it.
Let's hear something positive. Let's see if it sounds like your version. Yeah. Turn me up. Fancy like.
Sky, I want to go to Mars.
I was so addicted, man, I ain't know what to do. I'm flowing on this beat just to say what I've been through. From the bottle to the coke, to the Xans, to the blues. I had to get clean, now I'm sober, starting new. Overdosed too many times, I made my mama cry. I remember laying on the floor just thinking I would die. It sucks when all you want to do in life is go get high. And when you look in the mirror, you see the tears in your eyes. I was doomed from the start to let my life fall apart. I knew I was an addict from the bottom of my heart. Left my people fucking scarred, watching over me was hard. Hoping that I wouldn't end up dead or behind fucking bars.
I'm the kind of N-word you just don't like. If I see you on the corner, I snatch your bike.
Same flow?
To live your life when the drugs will your mind. Every day I'm seeing double, but my vision's really blind. Didn't care about my health, I let it rapidly decline. This is how I live my life, for years at a time. Fuck them people selling all that cut shit for the profit.
Where's he from?
Fucking prison and they rot
Said
inside
years.
I
I'm
know
thinking.
they gotta live with all that shit inside their closet. Damn, that's just not it. I was so addicted, man, I ain't know what to do. I'm flowing on this beat just to say what I've been through. From the bottle to the
Just to say, I love Jews.
I had to get clean, now I'm sober, starting new. Living life over, feeling like I got a purpose. Looking back upon my past, damn, I say that shit.
Nervous.
One day at a time, man, I really earn this. I don't
Is that the
wanna
right
die,
word?
This is life as I prefer it. Drinking every day just to try and ease the pain. Till I took too many shots and that shit ain't feel the same. Was a zombie off the drugs and I thought I was insane. Fucking up my whole life thinking that it was a game. Turned into a cheater and a liar and
See if I have
a
enough
thief.
video
That
for
shit
this.
kept me up at night and
His video?
didn't let me sleep.
I'll make a video.
To people that I knew I wouldn't keep so I could be snorting shit and fucking hoes and living life.
Fucking hoes, Chan.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
And I thought that shit was funny because I didn't
Come on.
understand that I really almost ended the life of another man.
Oh.
And I feel so much regret because that's some shit I just can't stand. Lost all of my bread, yeah, I'm talking bands.
I used to shoot dope, and now I shoot hope.
Lost most of my
Now I shoot hoops.
grams. Had to get clean and work a brand new fucking program. Yeah, I went into a rehab just to get drugs out my system. Got myself a sponsor and he shared with me his wisdom. He said we gon' work some steps so when you look back you don't miss him. And we gon' give your life to God, but you gotta learn to trust him. I was so addicted, man, I ain't know what to do. I'm flowing on this beat just to say what I've been through. From the bottle to the coke, to the Xans, to the blues. I had to get clean, now I'm sober, starting new.
What up, Chan?
That's great.
Well,
Look at that guy putting it out there.
Chan's making it happen. I think I want to do a rap song. Do you want to hear a rap song from me?
Nope.
All right. That's
Like a
fair.
freestyle?
No, I'm not doing a freestyle.
Absolutely not.
I could
Oh.
freestyle for days.
No possible.
For days.
Not like Harry Mack, you can't.
No. But I can freestyle probably like Chan. I could probably.
I want to hear you freestyle. I'll throw out words,
All right.
and then you could do that one day.
All right, do
That'd
it.
be great.
Let's do it.
That's good. That's good for Chan. I think it's amazing when people
They
find a
put-
creative outlet.
Right. That's what dopey is.
Right.
Here, give me 4 words and I'll do a freestyle.
There's no way.
Symbiosis,
All right, here we
Connecticut,
go.
worthy.
Cardiovascular.
Yeah. My cardiovascular system
Thrombosis.
is fucked up. I got thrombosis. It's no jokus.
You're not even
Keep going. What's that?
cardiovascular.
My cardiovascular system
to wait
is
for the
not
4
good.
words.
My thrombosis has got me nervous and toasted.
Onomatopoeia.
I love onomatopoeia. I love peeing outside more than peeing in a fucking box.
That's great.
I like my dopey socks.
I like dopey socks.
I never liked smoking rocks. I'm nervous naturally. It doesn't make me better. I wish in the winter I had a wool sweater. I never had a jacket that was made of leather, but I did. I gave it away real quick because I felt like a poser. I suppose my shit flows like chance from the bottle. My throttle swaddles like a roddle, like a riddle. I piddle paddle. What the fuck? I'm doing. It's 100 degrees here. Forgive me. Forgive me. That's not.
why.
That's pretty good though, right?
Not really.
Okay. Now we have a change of pace.
Yeah.
We have. You didn't think my freestyle was
I
good?
thought it was great. I mean, what do you want to hear? Want me to blow smoke up your ass? It was wonderful.
Could you beat that?
No.
Here we go. I'm going to give you 5 words:
It's like
orange
doesn't
juice,
matter. You
Connecticut,
give me half a word.
freestyle, and Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm from
nothing.
Connecticut. I like orange juice. All right. Now, one of my favorite dopey people is Mike McPoppum. Mike McPoppum is a hardcore drug addict, straight out of
Compton.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named McPoppum.
Right.
It's funny, in my head,
Yeah.
I think if things were right, I could freestyle.
What do you mean if things were right?
If I had the right clothes on, maybe I had the right rest, maybe some
Clothes?
coffee.
That's what you need, the right clothes?
I don't know, but I used to be able to really. You saw me do the From the Bottle jam.
True.
That didn't impress
you?
you?
Can definitely think on your feet. I think you need a beat.
Right. Give me a beat.
Yeah. You need
Can
a
you
beat.
can you beatbox?
No. You need a beat.
Can you beatbox at all?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever tried to
try.
beatbox.
Please try. Please.
Give me an example of what a beatbox is. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That sounds great. Sounds like the Fat Boys.
Here, give me
Remember
one.
the Fat Boys?
Yeah, give me a beat.
I can't do that.
All right. Anyway, can you give me a beat?
No, I can't beatbox.
Who's the famous singer in the early 90s, late 80s who goes, give me a beat? Do you know who that is?
No.
All right.
Go. Who was it?
Janet Jackson. Mick Popham
Yeah.
is one of my favorite dopey storytellers. He had the genius idea to send in a video story.
Why are you so tall in the chair there? Go ahead. Genius idea. Send in a
So
dope
here
story.
is Mick Popham's video story.
Oh, we're going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to play it.
Great.
Play it.
Let's see.
Run the fucking tape.
Here we go.
Hello Dave, hello Dopey Nation, it's Mick here. I've really been enjoying the YouTube and Patreon content recently, and I was thinking how cool it would be if maybe some members of the Dopey Nation sent in some of their dopey stories on video. It would be cool to see a few of them spliced together and put on the Patreon or YouTube page if people were willing. I know I'd love to see it. I always enjoy hearing good old-fashioned dopey stories, so that'd be a really cool little thing to do. Anyway, here's a quick one for you. I spent most of my life living in London, and when I came off the rails, at one point I was supporting myself by moving drugs for people. At one of these times, my habit got quite big, and I got into shooting speedballs, and I remember I was sitting in my flat apartment, my little shithole flat with my mate, and we were going to go and do a bit of shopping in town. Times were going quite good. We had a bit of spare cash, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, first thing to do, obviously, is cook up a speedball, which I did. Cooked it up, draw it up into the spike, and just as I'm about to get down to business, the phone rings, and it's the guy who I work for. So I pick it up and I chat with him, and I'm starting to mosey around the flat while I'm talking to him, sorting out some bits for work tomorrow. And then I hear beep on the phone. There's the call waiting thing. So just as I get off the phone with him, it's my mum. So I thought, shit, I better talk to mum, and I'll get this out of the way, and then I can be on my way. So I talk to my mum and chat to her for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then put the phone down. I'm like, I can't find the spike, which is loaded, drawn up with the gear in it, fucking banging big fucking speedball. So I can't find it. I'm searching around, looking, can't find it. At that point in time, I had plenty of gear, plenty of drugs and that, so I was like, fuck it, it'll turn up later. I had to go. My mate's coming. Come on, let's go. I want to go. So I quickly cook up a second one, shoot it, and then whoosh, off we go. Go down the road, this is in London, to the local mall shopping centre. Big place. And classic big fucking mall. So we're mooching around, and it's great, you know, speeding away, but got that nice little cushion of the dope as well. And we go fucking buy some DVDs, and I think we probably nicked a couple as well, just for the hell of it, because why not, you know? Good honest behaviour. Not. But anyway, that was then. So yeah, we're going around, we're going to a couple of different clothing shops and that. And I'm just starting, like, the coke's just starting to wear off, you know, that sort of post where it's still there, but, you know, the dope's taking over. But you just get, I used to just get that little bit of paranoia when the coke would wear off a bit. And then, and I'm thinking, people are looking at me funny here. I'm not sure about this. But it wasn't too bad, and my mate was still all jolly, so I said to him, let's grab a snack. I hadn't eaten since the day before, and obviously you don't eat much when you're shooting coke. But with speedballs, after 24 hours of not eating, I reckon I could do a fucking cheeseburger. And I wanted to get out of the main bit of the mall anyway, because I was getting paranoid that people were looking at me funny. So off we go down to the food court pit, and went to McDonald's, ordered a cheeseburger. And the kid behind the counter was this real dopey looking kid. He looked like a junkie, he really did. He was just a real young, skinny, classic junkie looking character. Now at this point I had longer hair, sort of down almost to my shoulders, and he had the same sort of haircut, like sort of classic early 2000s fucking long wannabe rock star fucking indie rock haircut. And the kid's looking at me, he's looking right at me, and he's looking at me and he's going like this with his hair, and I go like this, you know, sometimes like when someone sniffs or wipes and that, you kind of copy it. I go like that, and I go, the fucking loaded syringe with a fucking speedball in the barrel, light brown in colour, is stuck behind my ear, just like a builder's pencil, like that. And it had obviously been there the entire time. We'd been into about 5 or 6 different shops. Now granted, I had longer hair at the time, but it was the orange tip of a classic fucking Teramo insulin syringe sticking out of my wannabe indie haircut, and had been for about 2 hours. So I was very grateful to the kid. I did the sort of surreptitious rule, take it out, shove it in my pocket, and like grab my cheeseburger and fucked off. And then that was the end of that. Anyway, that's a dopey story. I hope everyone out there in the Dopey Nation is happy and well. Dave, I hope you're all keeping well, mate. And like I say, I'd love to see some dopey video stories from members of the nation if they were keen. I think it would be great fun. Alright, love to all. Stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking toodles for Chris.
That was McPoppum. I love that story.
McStuff'em.
What'd you think about that?
At first I didn't.
Well, you want to hear what's funny? He called himself McPoppum
Yeah.
because when we started doing the show,
Mm-hmm.
me and Linda weren't together.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda was dating a guy named Mike at that point. And I said on the show how much I didn't like people named Mike because of the guy that Linda was dating.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Popham reached out as Mick because he was worried that I would have a...
That is really funny. So he's been listening for a long time.
He's a wonderful
Where is Mike
man.
now?
He's in New Zealand.
No, I'm talking about the Mike that used to date Linda.
I don't know. But guess who's going to... Where Mike Popham is going to be on October 1st.
I'm going to say he's going to be at an Incubus concert.
DopeyCon 3.
Oh, he's coming?
Yeah, he's coming. He already bought his tickets.
Oh, my God.
Are you going to be there?
Is he going to bring that beautiful accent?
Yeah. Are you going to be there?
I am.
Any thoughts about Mick Popham's story?
Yeah, at first I didn't get the thing with the needle and the orange tip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking back to like those.
Why do I put you on the show? You don't know anything about anything. You won't give me a beat. You won't freestyle. You just want to muck shit up and insult my flow.
I didn't insult your flow. I'm
did.
just,
A little bit.
I gotta get comfortable. I'm not very comfortable with myself on camera.
All right.
That's what she said.
On Mick Popham.
McPoppum. I thought it was a great story.
I love the story.
I love the little secret exchange that he has with the guy behind the counter of like, You know what I'm up to. I know what you're up to. And the guy's like,
perfect story.
yeah.
I used to keep my needle behind my ear too.
So that's a thing.
And I've lost it, but never finding it in the street. I've lost it in the apartment, freaked out, and then found it. And it's the greatest feeling.
One more.
To find it.
How much, explain to me, I understand what an 8-ball is, but how much is in this needle? It seems like there's a lot that fits in a needle.
Well, I mean, I don't know how, I didn't keep a track of how much Mick put in that shot.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I was using,
mm-hmm.
I barely shot speedballs. I don't really remember amounts. I shot a lot of what they're called goofballs,
mm-hmm.
which was with meth and tar heroin in Los Angeles. So I would put in like a little piece of meth, and then I would put in like 6 balloons of
So do you
heroin.
cook it?
Yeah.
So you're getting it in solid form?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
Meth is in solid form?
It's crystal.
Crystal?
Yeah.
Like candy?
Yeah.
And then you put it and you cook it.
You put it in a spoon.
Yeah. Does it liquefy, or you have to add some sort of liquid to it?
Yeah, you draw up like this much water.
Just water.
You shoot it in. Then you throw in some heroin.
Tap water?
Yes.
Contaminants and all, of course.
Chris used to shoot puddle water in a crazy
Oh my God.
crazy
what
story.
the fuck?
He once shot
This
using
guy.
water. He called it garbage water
Pond
from
water?
a garbage bag, like in the garbage, and he shot it.
Why?
He didn't give a fuck. I'm sure
guess so.
McPoppum shot garbage water. I used water from a bag, water from the sink. That's what I used.
So you're still using tap water with whatever the fuck is in tap water?
Do I know what's in the heroin or the meth? You're worried about the tap water? Do you know the heroin came out of a Mexican kid's mouth on the street? Do you think I'm worried about the tap water?
So you cook this shit up,
Yeah.
and then you mix it with water. So it's just diluted into water. That's what we're talking about. Water.
Yes,
Holy
yes.
New York. And then
Water.
It's diluted in water.
It's diluted in water.
And that's, you said it's what is it, a hokey? What did you call it, a funny?
A goofball.
Goofball. That's heroin and meth.
Yes.
And then heroin and coke is a speedball.
Yes.
Now, is meth is an upper like coke?
Yes.
So you got an upper and a downer.
But I would always put 1 part meth, 3 parts heroin.
Of course.
Because I preferred the down.
Right.
I didn't really need the meth.
Don't they
I just wanted to see
counteract
what
each other?
Yeah, it's kind of like having like coffee and weed, but you've never done that either. It's just like it's
something else.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Well,
and then
Yeah.
what? Please.
No, I was gonna say, so then you take that, and then you're saying you suck it up into a needle
Yes.
with an amount that like a big amount.
Well, you don't want to put that much into a needle because when you're drawing up your blood afterwards, if the needle gets clogged, you're gonna fuck it up. And
What do you mean drawing up your blood? What are you talking about?
when you shoot heroin or meth or combinations of drugs,
Yeah.
you put the needle in your arm,
Right.
and then you pull it up because you need
Pull it up?
you need to draw blood into the needle first.
That's it. I check out right there. The blood makes me fun. Why do you have to? What's the blood part? I mean, if you get a shot, they just put the shot right in.
You don't know if you've really registered properly in the vein without pulling up blood.
Holy!
How do you not know that? How are you on this show?
How would I possibly know that?
You haven't seen a movie where anyone shot dope before?
No, I don't know. I don't pay attention to this shit. But so, if you're not in a vein,
Yeah.
let's just say, like when you get a shot, they're just doing it into the muscle, right? If
Yeah.
If they're taking blood, they're looking for a vein, but if you
Yeah.
get a shot, it's just
Yeah.
in the muscle.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you
You know, Keith Richards never hit veins. He only hit muscles.
right? Well, that's how we like that. So, and that was intentional.
Yeah.
So if you only go into muscle, it's just not as good a high because it's not direct.
Yeah, it's not as good a high.
Ah, so you still get high, but it's not efficient.
No.
And the name of the game is to be efficient. When
It's
you're
so
an
the
addict.
blood goes straight to your brain.
Right,
And
right.
so the
right.
shot goes straight
So
to
you
your
draw
heart and
it
your
up.
brain.
Is just that's just a confirmation.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the blood, I'd pass out.
That's what happened with Todd. but
The
Todd
needle,
passed out before I put the needle
the
in
needle
him.
going anywhere near me, I would pass out. Then
That's what
I'd
happened
come
with
to,
Todd.
and it's as the needle's sucking up blood. That's it. I'm done. I'm in AA. I'm straight as a fucking arrow. I'm
You've never
counseling
smoked
people.
weed. You drank at your bar mitzvah and your wedding.
I wouldn't say I drank.
You had
I'm
a sip,
drinking.
right?
I'm drinking. No, I had a sip
Yes.
of Manischewitz, which is technically grape juice.
All right. I think this was a
That's
fine.
crazy.
How long was this thing?
I don't know, 40 minutes. No, it's I don't know, like 35 minutes or so. I'm fascinated by this. I don't know why.
I'm fascinated that you didn't know anything about it.
Very, very painful. I would be very anxious.
It's painful when you miss. It's painful if you don't hit the vein. It hurts. And it also, like, you see it like blows up. All right,
and then it goes all the way in. It's a lot though, isn't it?
It's like that. But then also sometimes you'll draw up the blood. If you have an old needle, which I often did. I often had an old needle. Which means
you reuse the needles
over and over and over again. And it would be sitting caked in blood in an old crusty lunchbox.
What?
Yeah. And
there's no regard for
safety. So then check this out. I would pull it all the way up, and then the needle was so shitty that it wouldn't let me shoot it back in, but it would let you pull more. So your needle's getting fuller and fuller and fuller, and then you're at maximum fullness, and you're praying of blood and drugs.
You're hoping you could shoot.
And you're praying, then it plunges back, but sometimes it doesn't. So what do you do?
I don't know.
What you do is you realize that it's not gonna. You're like in the fucking vein.
Right.
You've registered. You're fucked, and you can't fucking
That's
push
called
it.
registering.
When the blood comes in, you're registering, and you're trying to push it back out, and
Great
it's
term.
fucking clogged or something. You're fucked, and you try really hard, and sometimes you get lucky, and you go, and it all goes in.
God.
But
Yes.
if he doesn't, you have to take it out. Then you have to burn whatever the contaminant is out of the tip of the needle.
Oh, I wouldn't even think that.
And
works.
then you squirt a tiny bit of blood into your mouth because you don't
For
want to.
what?
Because you don't want to lose anything. Then you put the needle back in your arm and you have to re-register and hope you can do it. And then if none of it works, the blood only has a finite amount of time it can stay in the needle or it will start coagulating. So if you cannot get the needle to work, you have to bite the fucking needle off and just shoot the whole thing in your mouth.
God, just so you don't waste it.
Yes.
What?
And you'll get high of that too, but
Fucking
not as high.
Nonsense. That is absolutely
Horrible. I know.
Could you imagine now that you're in your right mind?
I can.
Being so fucked up and so dependent on something that you have to stoop to that level just to feel normal.
Listen, I can imagine it.
Even now,
yes.
with your life the way it is now, so nice and normal.
Yes.
You could imagine, you know what? I'll just register and suck up some blood and shoot back. It doesn't make you sick?
No.
Interesting.
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's not good. That's for another show. Shouldn't it make you like sick now? Shouldn't you be at the point where you're like, it just like, you know, when people quit smoking, they're like, oh my God, the smell of cigarettes makes me sick.
They're liars.
Really?
Yeah. They're liars.
I don't know why.
I hear the word cigarette. It makes me want to smoke. In fact, at my meeting, I go stand next to the people smoking.
That's cheating.
Is it? I don't know.
Secondhand smoke.
When I tell you this story, it kind of, you know, it
evokes some sort of.
Yeah, it's a memory. It's not. It doesn't disgust me. But what disgusts me is the idea of being on heroin in this house with my children. Like that's something that it scares
the consequences.
It scares the shit out of me. The idea of not being capable of being their father.
Well, that's good.
And not to mention, if I did heroin, there would be no more dopey. There would be no more Katz's. There would be no more money.
Right.
It would all go away.
Right. You
and
understand the risks.
Liked. Listen, more than anything, I liked heroin. I really did.
Professional addict.
I was not a professional. I was an addict, you know. But my point is, I loved heroin.
Right.
But every day that I did it, every year that I did it, it was harder and harder to get high, to stay high.
Oh, you develop a tolerance.
It got a tolerance. You get broke. It's not like that every day. It's like there's no platform to build on.
Right.
Like there's only a platform to destroy. With sobriety, there's a platform to build on.
Sure.
It's not a one-to-one thing to compare. You can't compare being sober and being high. What you can compare is, well, when you're getting high, what kind of life are you going to have? Which is a life of getting high, misery, more misery, illness, fucking, you know, abscesses, problems. And in sobriety, you have endless potential.
Is there any drug, there must be, where the high could be as temporary, but there are no long-term side effects or addiction? I guess people would argue that weed is like that, maybe?
It's not, though. I'm sure there are drugs like, I think any mind or mood, what I'm back on is Benadryl. I stopped taking Benadryl for like a week.
What do you mean back on?
I take a Benadryl every night to sleep.
I don't think that's right.
What do you mean?
I don't think that's how you're supposed to use Benadryl.
Well,
Isn't it as needed?
I need it to sleep. Like I find that
you're supposed to go to see a doctor if you're taking Benadryl on a regular basis.
Oh, stop it.
I'm sorry. I forgot who I'm talking to.
It's an antihistamine. It's no
I
big
know,
deal.
but I think
this is my point. I made a decision that I was going to stop taking Benadryl.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking Benadryl and I started waking up in the middle of the night.
Well, figure it the fuck out. Go to a doctor and figure out what's wrong.
What do you mean figure it out?
You wake up in the middle of the night to piss?
You know what the doctor would tell me to do? Take Benadryl.
Every night?
I don't take it every night, but I like it. I like Benadryl. I'm a supporter of Benadryl. Again. I like Benadryl.
You should not be having anything.
Stay strong, Dopey Nation.
Some milk.
Fucking toodles for Chris.
Toodles for Chris.
No, baby, I'm face down on the floor. No, baby, please, sir, can I have some more? No, baby.